Hello everyone, my name is Samar Absurdane and today I'm going to be teaching you reading skill, Q Skills for Success Level 2, Unit 4. Alright, starting on page 70, reading 1, Money and Sports, Activity A, Vocabulary. We have some underlined words that we need to match with the definitions. First of all, let's read the sentences. 1. Sultan is tall for his age, so he has an advantage when he plays basketball. 2. Our baseball team was very strong. We won the state championship. 3. When I compete against my brother in tennis, I usually lose. 4. Ahmed's new bike had an immediate effect on his results. He won his next 3 races. 5. The team's financial situation is very bad. They don't have enough money to buy new information. 6. My favorite sports include volleyball and soccer. 7. The limit for the number of people allowed in the club's swimming pool is 45. It's unsafe with more than 45 people. And 8. Our soccer coach had a solution to our problem. He had us change positions. Here are the correct answers. Definition A. Compete, a verb, to try to win or achieve something. B. Include, verb, to have someone or something as a part of the whole. C. Championship, noun, a series of competitions to find the best player or team. D. Effect, noun, a change that is caused by something, a result. E. Advantage, noun, something that helps you or that is useful. F. Limit, noun, the greatest amount of something that is possible or allowed. G. Solution, noun, the answer to a question or problem. And H. Financial, adjective, connected with money. Moving on to activity C, the preview section. You need to scan the article to find the names of 3 teams and 2 people. To find the answers quickly, scan for capital letters, then look at the title of the article. What do you think these teams and players have in common? So scan the article, look for words with capital letters, and you will be able to answer the question. Of course, there are many examples, so the answers will vary. And the possible answers include teams. We have Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Barcelona. And people, we have Cristiano Ronaldo, Roman Abramovich. The teams and the people are all involved with sports and they all have lots of money. Moving on to the reading section, money and sports.
Unit 4, Reading 1. Money and Sports.
Goal! Shouts the announcer. It is a familiar sound for Real Madrid these days. They have just scored another goal against a visiting team. Compared to Madrid, the other side looks weak. The visiting players know that it is almost impossible to win a game against such a strong team. Real Madrid has better players, better coaches, better equipment, and better salaries. They have something that many teams don't have, a lot of money. This gives their club an unfair advantage over other teams that are not as wealthy. Real Madrid is now the richest soccer team in the world, with England's Manchester United the second richest. Madrid is worth more than $3.3 billion. Manchester United is worth more than $3.1 billion, and Barcelona is worth $2.6 billion. These clubs have enough money to pay the high salaries of the best players in the world. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo used to play for Manchester United. Now he is Madrid's top player and earns $21.9 million per year. The richest clubs can pay the highest salaries of the best players. Other wealthy clubs include Arsenal, Bayern Munich, and AC Milan. As a result, these clubs have been very successful. For example, Real Madrid has won 9 European Cup championships, more than any other team. Between 2003 and 2013, all but 2 of the European Cup champions were from the 10 wealthiest teams. Money is a clear advantage for these soccer teams. The wealthiest teams make money in several ways. First, they can sell tickets at high prices because fans want to see the top players in action. Second, television stations pay the teams to broadcast their games. Third, large companies give financial support to the best teams. These corporate sponsors pay money so that their company name can be on the club's shirts, shoes, and stadiums. The recent success of the English team Chelsea shows an example of the effect of money on a team. For many years, Chelsea was a club with little money and few wins. They didn't have a lot of money to pay good players. Their last championship win was in 1955. Everything changed in 2003 when Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich bought the team for $233 million. In his first year, Abramovich spent more than $350 million on players. By 2006, Chelsea had won 2 championships. Now, Chelsea is one of the richest clubs in the world. Many sports fans feel that money in sports creates an unfair advantage. Some teams have so much money that it seems impossible for poorer clubs to beat them. Wealthy teams are usually more successful, so they sell more tickets and make more money. Teams that do not have as much money usually are not as successful. It is difficult for them to get money from tickets, television, and corporate sponsors. Sports fans know that money gives some clubs a great advantage. There are no easy solutions to this problem, but there are some possibilities. Some people think that rich teams could share some of their money with the poorer ones. This way, the poorer teams would be able to pay higher salaries for better players. Another solution is to put a limit on the amount of money that teams can spend on player salaries. This way, the players' salaries would not continue to rise so much. However, finding and agreeing upon the best solution is very complicated. Sports fans love close competitions between athletes, but everyone wants teams to compete fairly. Fair competitions do not seem possible when there are a small number of teams that are very wealthy. Money creates unfair advantages in professional sports, and although there are no easy answers, we should continue to search for ways to make sports fair.
Here you'll find a table for the world's richest soccer clubs in 2013. As you can see, we have the richest 10 teams, their country of origin, their value in millions, and their yearly revenue also in millions. Moving on to activity B, read the statements, write true or false, then correct each false statement. Number 1. The wealthiest teams can attract the best players. True. 2. The wealthiest teams are usually the most successful. Also true. 3. The wealthiest teams sell their tickets at low prices. False. They sell their tickets at high prices. 4. Many sports fans feel that wealthy teams have an unfair advantage. True. And 5. There are some easy solutions to the problem of wealthy teams having an unfair advantage. False. There are no easy solutions. Moving on to activity C, answer these questions. Question 1. According to the article, which soccer team is the richest in the world? The richest team is Real Madrid. 2. How much money did Cristiano Ronaldo earn at the time this article was written? Do you think he earned more when he played for Manchester United or when he played for Real Madrid? He earned 21.9 million per year at the time the article was written. He must make more with Real Madrid since he left Manchester to go to Real Madrid. 3. What do corporate sponsors do for a team? They support the team financially. 4. In the article, what are the two suggested solutions to the problem of money in sports? 1. Rich teams could support poor teams, or there could be a limit on how much players can be paid. 5. How are wealthy teams able to make money? Explain the three ways. They get corporate sponsors, they sell tickets at high prices, they get money from TV stations to broadcast their games. And 6. What happened in 2003 that changed the success of the Chelsea team? The team was bought by a billionaire who invested a lot of money in the team. Moving on to activity D. Complete the sentences and use information from the chart from the table on page 72. So we need to go back and look at the table to answer these questions. 1. England has 5 of the wealthiest teams, while Spain has 2. Number 2. The value of Bayern Munich is just a little less than Arsenal. 3. Overall, the higher the rank, the higher the value. 4. The team with the highest yearly revenue is Real Madrid. And 5. The team with the lowest yearly revenue has a rank of 8th. Its rank is number 8. E. Discuss with a partner the two suggested solutions in the article. Think of a third solution, so you need to think of a third one, and add it to the chart. Fill in the chart with the advantages and disadvantages of each solution. Then complete the sentences giving your opinion of the best solutions. Here they are. Number 1, the solution is rich teams give to poor teams. Advantages: poor teams have more money to use for better players. And disadvantages: teams are not financially motivated to do well. Solution number 2, limit how much a player can be paid. Advantages: poorer teams can afford to pay better players. Disadvantages: players are not financially motivated to do well. And remember, you need to think of a third solution and list down its advantages and disadvantages. Moving on to write what you think on page 75. Ask and answer the questions with a partner. We have two discussion questions. Question 1. What other sports have wealthy teams and poor teams? Do they have the same problems described in reading 1? Of course, the answer will vary based on your discussion. For example, American football, baseball, and many other sports have wealthy and poor teams. They have many of the same problems. Question 2. Professional athletes and very high salaries. Do you think their salaries are too high? Why or why not? I think their salaries are fair because they have very short careers as athletes, and they are likely to have serious injuries that may affect the rest of their lives. So it's up to you to write your opinion. You need to choose one of the questions, question 1 or question 2, and write a response. You can use the examples to support your answer. Next, reading skill, taking notes. When you read an article or textbook, it is helpful to take notes while you read. You can write notes directly in the book next to the text. Taking notes can help you remember what you read. When you take notes, you do not need to write complete sentences. You can write short phrases or even just a few words. You can also underline or highlight important information. Some things you might note are, for example, main ideas, supporting ideas, important names, dates, or numbers. You can use your notes for summarizing, answering questions, comparing ideas, or studying for a test. Now, taking notes on reading 1. you need to reread paragraph 3 in reading 1 on page 71 and 72. Make notes in the margin beside the main idea and the 3 supporting ideas. So basically you need to go back to paragraph 3 and 4 and 6, and you need to either take notes on the margin or underline the main idea of each paragraph and 2 supporting ideas. Moving on to reading 2, the technology advantage on page 76. In activity A, we have some words from reading 2. We need to read the definitions, then complete each sentence. Let's read the definitions fast. Artificial, adjective, made or produced to copy something natural or not real. Ban, verb, to officially say that something is not allowed. Energy, noun, strength and ability to be active without getting tired. Equipment, noun, the things that are needed to do a particular activity. Invent, verb, to think of or make something for the first time. Performance, noun, how well or badly you do something, how well or badly something works. Reason, noun, the cause of something, something that explains why something happens. Technology, noun, the scientific knowledge or equipment that is needed for a particular industry. Now, let's complete the sentences. Sentence 1. Airline companies agreed to ban smoking on airplanes many years ago. Now, smoking is not allowed on any flights. 2. Playing sports requires a lot of energy, so athletes need to eat healthy foods and drink plenty of water. 3. Many professional sports stadiums have artificial grass, which requires less care and attention than real grass. 4. The reason for my low test score became clear. I had studied the wrong unit. 5. After hiring a new coach, the ice skaters' performance greatly improved. Her scores in competitions were much higher. 6. Running is a popular sport because it's great exercise and it doesn't require a lot of special equipment. All you need are running shoes. 7. My friend is a very creative cook. He likes to invent new recipes for unusual dishes. And 8. New technology is helping improve sports equipment. Now athletes can ski, bike, and swim even faster. Next, in the preview activity, activity C, you need to preview the reading. Reading 2. Read the first paragraph, the first sentence of each supporting paragraph, and the last paragraph. What would be the best subtitle for the article? Check your answer. So if you preview the article correctly, the answer should be this one. The technology advantage, better equipment, better performance, which is the third one, so check it. Moving on to the reading section, the technology advantage.
Unit 4, Reading 2.
The technology advantage. Since ancient times, athletes have always looked for ways to win competitions. Athletes can be winners with better training, better coaching, and better food. They can also improve performance with better equipment, better shoes, better skis, or a better tennis racket. Even the early Greeks used engineering to make a better discus to throw. However, people want sports to be fair. For this reason, sports organizations make rules about athletes, equipment, and the game itself. Nowadays, new technology is helping athletes. From high-tech clothing to artificial arms and legs, there are many new ways to improve performance. However, many people worry that technology can give some athletes an advantage. It can make competitions unfair. Also, often only wealthier athletes and teams can buy expensive, high-tech equipment. Do we want the best athlete to win, or the athlete with the best equipment to win? The story of high-tech swimsuits shows how technology can make sports unfair. Several years ago, sports engineers invented a new material for swimsuits. It has many of the same qualities as shark skin. When swimmers use full body suits made of this material, they swim faster and float better. The material also sends more oxygen to swimmers' muscles. Companies introduced these new high-tech